So I will start now, and I would like to welcome all of you on behalf of the Nextgenhelper here today for the workshop we are hosting here, which is entitled Bioinformatics, Genomics, Text Mining, and NGS Data Analysis. So you will be learning here bit of Linux today, and then Python programming basics, and then you will also be learning the R program, how you can work with the R software and tools there. And then the next step is you will be also learning how you can do the data mining or biomedical data mining analysis. Then further we will be hosting the three sessions for the NGS data analysis for using genome data analysis using assembly, annotation, and then follow analysis. So today's session is mostly which will include here for the how we can start working with the Linux and command line interface. Right? Am I audible to everyone? Can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me exactly
Yes, sir.
correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, someone is saying my voice is breaking, so I think yeah. Okay, then it's fine. Okay, so we will be seeing how we can work as a in the Linux operating system using the command line interface, and what are the commands we can use here to work in the command line interface. I will explain why do we need the Linux operating system when we are going to work in the bioinformatic analysis. So this is a very basic thing. Like everybody knows how an operating system works here. Like the user, which gives the input to the application, then operating system, which communicate with the hardware, and then it executes or do the processing of that particular information. What we want to retrieve there, it is given back to the operating system, and then the operating system again communicate with the application, and then user receives the output here. So we give the input to the computer, and then there are some channels, or you can say the intermediates there, and then we receive the processed information out there. So, and there is a very big role of the operating system. So I will not go in like how the Linux was developed. You can go and find out these details there. So what is Linux? I will come to that point, or exactly to there, that it was developed by the Linus Torvalds with the assistance from the other hackers, or it was his main project, but he did it from the scratch. So it was written from the Unix clone. It was nothing fresh. So whatever we are using in the Linux, that is sort of it is coming from the Unix operating system. So as the Linux and Unix strive to be portable operating system interfaces for its compliance, so we can use it on any of the different types of the systems. 64% of the world servers run some variant of Unix or Linux, and by seeing this we can understand that how important it is when we are going to use the any of the bioinformatic analysis, because most of the analysis we perform, they are hosted, or those tools which we are going to use, they are hosted on the Linux servers, some variants of the Linux or Unix servers there. Okay, the Android phones and Kindles also run the Linux kernel, so which is freely available. So this is some of the advantages of the Linux which we are using, like it is multi-user, multitasking, multi-processing, and multi-threading system. Has the XGUI feature. As we are also using the Windows operating system, we have the GUI feature here, graphical user interface. We can also use the same feature in the Linux operating systems also. It can coexist with other operating system, as we can use the Windows with any other operating system. Same way we can also use the Linux operating system with any of the other operating system. It runs on multiple platforms, includes the source code. So if you are interested, if you know the coding and programming, you can also develop your own version of the Linux operating system. If you get the source code, you can create your own operating system. So you can get it for free. Okay, most versions of the Linux are free of cost, but some of them, or many of them, are also paid versions available there. So what is the open source software? The open source software is very simple definition that people improve it, people adapt it, people fix the bugs, and this can happen at a speed that compared to the conventional software development seems astonishing. Like, we can get it for free and we can also modify it and enhance it, and this is also giving us the speed that we can say the companies or the paid companies which are developing the tools, they are developing the tools, it can be comparable to that one, because everything is available for free and anybody can do the addition to enhance the operating system. So that is the open source software. We can use it for free and we can also contribute to the softwares there. So how we can use the Linux on a Windows PC, or suppose we are using the Windows PC, so how we can switch to the Linux? So there is, if we are using the Windows operating system, we can install it directly in the Linux, as a Linux, as using the Windows subsystem for Linux app, which is available in the from the Microsoft App Store. So you can go to this particular link. I will show you and share the web page there.
Can you just share the link in the chat box?
It is here. So you can install the Windows subsystem Linux here by following these particular procedures which are given here. These are the steps. Like, you can open the first PowerShell using the administrator power or administrator privilege. You can run the PowerShell here, okay, and then you just type here WSL install. Okay, this command will enable the features necessary for the WSL. So is it clear to you? If you want to install the WSL, how you can do it? Okay, are you clear about the WSL thing? If you have questions, like Windows subsystem Linux, you can use the Linux operating system, the command line interface inside the Windows operating system, as we are using the Microsoft Office or any other tool. Okay.
Sir, can you please repeat again? Hello, sir, am I audible?
Is my voice breaking?
Sir, am I audible?
Okay, okay. Yeah, someone
Sir,
else
sir, I have a query. Like, without installing a virtual box, how is it possible to get Linux on your Windows?
Okay, so you can ask me. My voice is. Yes, please. If you have questions, you can ask.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, can you please repeat again? I joined a little late, sir.
So I'm not going to repeat everything. Okay, I'm going to give you few of the steps which we have seen today. Suppose we are going to switch to the Linux operating system and we want to use the Linux operating system, because there are various benefits available when we are working in the Linux operating system. I will explain it to you a little bit later. So you want to switch to the Linux operating system. So how you can install the Linux inside the Windows? Suppose you don't want to install it as the separate operating system, you can install the Linux inside the Windows. As we use the Microsoft Office app, you can also install the app here, that is the WSL, Windows Subsystem Linux. Okay, and the rest you can go through the recording which will be available to you, so you can go through that. Okay,
So by WSL we will install the Linux directly from here.
Yes, so that will be not the complete Linux. That will not contain the GUI feature. I think the newer version that has the GUI feature, graphical user interface, also you can use there. But that will not be the complete operating system. But it will give you all the requirements. You can work with almost all the tools. You can use them inside the WSL.
Okay, it is similar to Linux one. Looks some kind of.
It is the Linux, but it has limited features. So it will not give you all the available things there. You have to install everything, whatever you
Do
need.
we need to install it now?
So you can do it. I'm just going
While
through all
while
these
going
things.
through
Yeah,
this presentation, do we need to install it or we can do it later?
you can do it later. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there are like these things there. You can go through to install the WSL, like using the WSL minus install option. Okay, you can also look for the WSL list online. So how many different versions of the Linux available there? So this is all for the WSL, Windows Subsystem Linux. As we use the Microsoft Office, you can also install the Linux and start using it inside the Windows operating system. Okay, WSL. So you can also go through here, WSL install -D. So if you look for the distributions, different distributions there, let me share you the PowerShell also. So first, let me share the whole screen. Okay. So you go to the PowerShell, right? Run it as administrator. Run as administrator. Yes. Yes. Okay. So you can run here WSL and then the list online. So this is the command here. Sorry. Install -D. So there is the WSL list online. You just click here, list online. It will show you all the available versions of the Linux which you want to install. So you can install any of these versions here or the different distributions. Like you have the Kali Linux here also, OpenSUSE, SLES 12 is also available. So you can select any of them here. You can also try, if you are using the Windows 11, you can directly go to the App Store and then install it by typing there the app, Ubuntu app, and then you can install it directly. But for the older versions like 11, you can use this PowerShell to install the WSL using WSL and then install -D distribution. If you want give the distribution name, it will install by default the Ubuntu operating system here or the Ubuntu app here. Right? There are also various other options like activating the WSL1, upgrading from WSL1 to 2. So these are the few things you can also follow there. Okay, so this is the nutshell for the installing WSL Windows Subsystem Linux inside the Windows. Okay, is it clear?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, all the Linux WSL which you showed are free, or they are just free version for a little period of time, then we need to pay.
Okay, so the requirement for using the WSL is that you need to have the genuine operating system installed on your system, on your computer. You should have the genuine operating system, and then the requirement is also that the build is Windows 10 version 2004 and higher. So build should be 19041 and higher. Lower than this build won't be working. Okay, clear? But it is free. If you have the genuine Windows, it is freely available. You can download it for free. You don't have to pay anything.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is the one thing, one way we can start using the Linux. I will be using the here Ubuntu app installed in the WSL. So this
Sir,
is,
hello,
yes, yes,
sir. Can we follow this recording later and then do the installation? Then
yes, sure.
okay,
Yes, you
okay,
can do it. Yeah.
okay. This recording will be available later to us.
Yes, yes, it will
Okay,
be. It will be shared with you.
okay.
So there is another one, that is the installation as a separate operating system inside as the dual boot. So suppose you have the operating system which is Windows already installed and you want to install an Ubuntu app there or a Linux app. So how you can install it? This is given here. So the first thing is you go to this particular link here. Okay, this is the Ubuntu's official website. You can also go to the open source one, like if you are interested in open source. Okay, so you can go to the open source, you can also install it. So this is the official web page for the opensource.org, and you can download the ISO version here. Okay, so it is your choice which one you want to use, but the most easiest operating system or the Linux operating system is the Ubuntu, because most of the things are available through the sudo apt install thing. Okay, so most people prefer using the Ubuntu operating system. So if you want to install it here, you can download the recent version or the previous versions also, or previous releases also you can download here. So if you download, yes,
Popular one. These are the popular distribution of Linux.
this is the popular one. But if you are also interested, you can, like if you are interested in paying, you want the paid version of the Linux, so you can go for the Red Hat or other operating systems also available there. They also provide the other facilities, like there are benefits while you are paying to the for the operating system. So but these are the freely available and the most popular ones.
Okay, these are the freely available ones. Okay,
Yes.
thank you, sir.
So sir, we will go for this way of installation or WSL, which is the better?
I will say if you are more comfortable, like you are familiar with the installation of the operating systems, okay, so you can follow this one also. But suppose you want to work with the Microsoft Word and then you want to run also some of the tasks in your Linux, so then for that purpose you should have the WSL, because you can open the MS Word there and then you can also run some of the analysis as well. Okay, so it completely your choice. It is not like which one is better, but I will say if you want to work on your system, I think WSL should be enough, because rest of the things you do most of the times on the servers. Okay,
Uh, Sorry, sir. Would you pardon again for WSL, which why it is better one?
so this is better while because you can use it inside the Windows WSL. But for this one, if you are going to install as the dual boot operating system Ubuntu, then you need to switch off the Windows and then boot it from the for the Ubuntu. So you have to select there. When you will restart or you will start your system or computer, it will ask that whether you want to run the Ubuntu or you want to run the Windows. So you can use only one operating system. Okay. But for WSL, you can use it inside the Windows.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, sir. Actually, I have Ubuntu and other separate Windows. I have. That's yes, sir. Fine. I got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Okay. So you can install, download, and install any of these. So how you do create the installation disk? So there is the this link which I have opened here. Let me show you here. This is a very nice, you can say, the step-by-step procedure which is given here, how to install for the Windows 10. Okay, so the process is same for the Windows 10 or 11 both. You can follow this one. So the first thing is to download the ISO file from here. So if you click here, it will start downloading the ISO file for the Ubuntu or any other operating system. You can download here. Once it is downloaded at somewhere in your on your system or in your PC, then you can open the Rufus tool. So you can download this tool here, Rufus or the Balena Etcher. Any of these tools you can download and then you can run it. So let me show you Rufus, which is here. Okay. So here you can select the drive. You plug in your 8 GB drive or 12 GB of flash drive or pen drive here, and then you should have the 8 GB of the data available there. Okay. Then you will select the ISO image for the boot disk or ISO image here, and then you select the here from the device. Then you just create the disk here for the ISO image. That will be the bootable disk. And then when you restart your Windows PC, plug in that device here, and then it will boot from that particular pen drive, and it will ask you to install the installation of the Ubuntu. Okay, so the thing is here, what I want to explain you quickly, that you can go through for the installation. Okay, so here is install Ubuntu desktop. So here is the step-by-step procedure given. So once you create your bootable disk here, like they suggest you to use any of the Rufus or the Etcher tool, okay, and then you go to the flash drive. It is also given here that you change the boot method here for your system. It is given in this tutorial here. So you just change the boot order. If you are using the flash drive, you just change the boot order for the flash on the top and then your hard disk second. So while the bootable flash disk will be inserted here, it will boot from that particular disk. And then you can get this particular installation menu here. It will boot from the disk, that is flash drive, and then it will show you install Ubuntu or try Ubuntu. And then you can start installing it. The thing is, what I want to tell you here, that is most important thing, that when you start here, drive management. So erase disk. When you go to this particular step, it will ask you to erase disk and install Ubuntu. You don't have to do this. You should do it here, something else. Okay, you should select here something else and then press next. It will select the disk you want to install. Okay, how you will select that disk? You go to this place here. So you just read this tutorial. It is very nicely explaining everything. Okay, you just suppose you have a drive here. You need to have at least 25 to 40 GBs of storage available there to install a separate operating system as Ubuntu or Linux. Then you can shrink the drive, particularly okay. Am I audible to you? There was some problem actually. So,
Yes, you are audible now.
okay, there was some issues. Yeah. So let me share the screen if it is not. Okay, so I think it's visible to you. Yeah. So you can create a free space, empty space on your C drive. Suppose you have only one drive here, so you can select it here, C drive, and then shrink it. So right click and then click on the shrink here. Okay, and then you give the space or the amount of the in MBs. You give here and it will select that particular amount and then create a new drive there like this. So you create this here, C, and then this is the unallocated. Then when you go to the installation, this leave it as like this, like 35 GBs or 40 GB.
So you're disconnected, sir.
Hi, this is Krishna. I have shared the YouTube link on how to install the Ubuntu. And let's just ask Dr. Surendra to skip that part and go further, like basic Linux commands and how do we use the data. Other wasting time in this, how to install it in Linux.
You are fine. You are saying right, sir. Because we are wasting a lot of time. I think so.
Yeah, we just asked Dr. Surendra to skip this and go further. And you can just see that YouTube link also.
So we leave the meeting, right?
Sir, Dr. Surender is not visible nor he is audible.
Okay, then. I'm very sorry. There is some issues with the technical problem with the internet, and I'm getting disconnected all the time. So I'm really sorry, and I'm audible to you now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was here. You can string the drive and then create a new partition there. If you have available drive, you just select that particular drive for the Ubuntu installation. Don't install it on your system drive, which contains the Windows drive. Or if you are installing it on a fresh system, like you don't have any computer there, on any operating system installed, then you can install it by selecting erase everything. But you should have the backup of your data if you want to take it. Okay, so you can install the Ubuntu by following this particular tutorial, and if you want more help, you can follow the official Ubuntu tutorial here given. So all the links are given in the presentation. I will share it with you. Okay. Okay, so in Ubuntu, you don't have the drive system there. Once you have the you have installed the Ubuntu, or some people have already installed the Ubuntu in their computer. So once you have the Ubuntu, you will not see there that there is C drive, D drive, E drive, any drive identification is not available there. What is there? There is the directory structure. Okay, so in Linux, there is the directories, no drives, and this is the root location denoted by the /, and then in the root there are system directories hosted there. So all the binary, like bin means binary directory, which contains the commands and programs used by all the users of the system. Okay, the boot files required by the bootloader, so they are kept in the boot directory. The same way, there is the user directory, var directory, and various other system directories are available. There is the most important ones, the home directory, which contains the all the data and the document drives and all the information related to the each user, because I told you this is the multi-user operating system. This is also a multi-user operating system. There will be n number of the users of they can use a single Linux operating system. So all the users information would be saved or kept in the slash home directory. Okay, I will show you all the things there.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, there is no directory. So you are saying that there are many types of after that var or MP directory.
So there is no disk identification like C, D, E, F, like what we see in the Windows. Like this is the C drive, D drive. Instead of the drives there in Linux or in any Linux operating system, we see the directories instead of the drives. So
Okay, okay.
if you want to access the other drives there, you have to go through either the media where you have mounted the external drives, or you have the drives available. If you want to access any external drive,
Sir, you
you
mean
should.
that no drive is there, but directory is there.
So drives are there, but you will see everything in the form of a directory structure or in the form of directory. Okay, I will show you. So this is the simply we can see how we can open a terminal. So you just go to the press here the window key, or you just click here in the Ubuntu here to open the terminal. Or if you are using the, you have installed the WSL, so you just find it here by pressing start key, window key, and then just type here Ubuntu. Okay, you will find it here. So it is installed here. You just click on it and it will open for you the terminal. Okay, the WSL looks like this, or any terminal will look like this. You will have the username and then the computer name, and then there will be the command prompt. So it is like tilde and then $sign. That will be the command prompt here. So in Linux, any command line, any command has at least 3 parts there. There is like the main command, that is, suppose this is the ls command, it has 3 parts, which is ls, and then this is the main command. It has the option or the flag, that is -l, and then /etc is the argument. So what this command is telling here, that show the list. Ls means list of, -l is means list of in the list format, like when it was created, what is the size, and then who is the user and who can modify the file, who can execute the file, and then which location this is in the root, show the information about the etc directory. Okay, so ls command shows us the content of the files and directories present in any directory. So what we have given here, ls command option or flag, that is which format we want to take the output, that is -l, and then etc is the argument. So command, flag, option flag, and the argument. These three are required. Most of the times you need two, or sometimes you need only one, that is command. But most of the times when you do the lot of bioinformatic analysis, we require all of these three parts of any of the command or any of the tools to run. Okay, so we will go through there. There is the chmod command which tells you the permissions. So like this is the directory, you can see this is shown here in the blue, and then the first three is for the users permissions, like read, write, and execute. You can see rwx, and then rwx for the group. Okay, so this is for the owner, first triplet. Second triplet for the group. Suppose you have two more people kept in your group, so they can access this directory. They can read, write, and execute whatever is present in this directory. And then the third triplet is for anybody else. Suppose, so these triplets here, D are, so D for the directory. If it is a file, you will not see the D here, plain hyphen. Okay, I will show you there in the command line. So this is how you can change the permissions using chmod. And then if you want to give the permission like chmod 744, so you can select here all these 7, give the access to read, write, and execute for the owner. 4 is for the read permission only given to the group, and then 4 is for the everybody else given the permission, read permission only. Okay, so this is how you can constant, or you can limit the access to other users for your data. You can use the chmod, but you should be aware that you are using the chmod, so because you may get in trouble sometimes, so you need to be sure that you are using which command on your file for the chmod. Okay, so I will not go in more detail, and then we'll go to the Linux command line. Okay, so let me open the Ubuntu. You can run here typing Ubuntu and then run it as the WSL. Okay, so the first command I told you, ls, and then press enter. You can run the ls without any option or any argument. It doesn't require anything. So what ls will do, it will show you all the contents of the directories and files kept in the present working directory. So what is present working directory? When we open the terminal, it takes us to the particular directory, that is the home directory. You can check it by typing the command pwd, present working directory. You can check here, you are in the home Surendra. If you type it in your system, you will see the home and particular user's name. So you will be inside your users directory. Okay, if you type the command ls, it will show everything, whatever is present inside the home Surendra directory. Okay, and you see here, this is the root location. If you want to check the root location, ls slash, you will see all the system directories there, and your home directory is also there. Inside the home, there is Surendra. If more users are using the system, you will see those names also. So if you do the ls home, you will see all the users available there. Okay, so this is how the directory structure works in the Linux operating system. You will not see any of the C drive or D drive. I'm using the WSL here, so how I can access the other locations there, I can do here cd command, but I will give it to you later, how we can move to the other places in the system using the command line. So if you want to use the ls -l, because we have seen here without any much information, only the name of the directories and the files, right? If we want to see when the file was created and what is the access or the permissions for these particular file and directory, so you can do here ls minus l and then the directory name or the file name, whatever you want to check. So we are not giving the any argument again here, so you can give here like enter.
Excuse me, sir. So
Yes,
ls slash, what it indicate?
so ls and minus l. Okay,
No, ls and slash. Before this ls slash whom you used, before
like this.
ls,
Yes,
before
like this.
yes, sir.
Yeah, this is for the to see the content of the root directory. Okay, so this is the root location. Okay, forward slash is the root location. You will see everything which is present in the root. Okay, this system directory is there, and you should be very cautious when you are using this location here, the root location, because if you delete anything here, system is gone. You will not be able to recover sometimes. So you have to be very careful when you are using this particular location, the root location. Okay, so I was saying, I showed you ls minus l command here, where you can see the permissions of the file. So this is a executable file, that is .sh. So it has the execute permission for the owner, group, and then the rest of anybody. So this file can be read, write, and executed by any of the person here. This file document doesn't have the permission for the writing to group and the others, but owner has the permission for the read, write, and no execute permission. Who is the owner? Here is the stamp, Surendra and Surendra. So you can see this kind of information. This is the size of the file when it was created and the name of the file. Okay, the blue color, this is not particular for any of the system. You can change these colors, like the directory color here shown as the blue and the files are white, and the executable files are shown here as the green. Okay, so you should be able to see these things using ls minus l command. You want to see particular location. Okay, suppose we want to check the content of the document, so you can give the argument now. So that will be the ls minus l and then the argument. So that will be the document. Okay, ls minus l document. You will see whatever is present inside the document. So you can use the ls command without option and argument, or you can also use the option and argument. How to check the options and arguments? You can check here using ls minus minus help. Whatever the options are available for the ls command, you will be able to see here. Okay, or you can also write here man ls, manual for the ls command, list command. Okay, so you can also read through all the available options here. Okay, give me some sorry. uh, okay, so these are the options you can use for the to see the help for the list command or any of the commands you want to see. So that this is how we can use the list command to check the content of the any directory or any location we can do here.
Sir,
Yes.
while we install the WSL, when we install the Ubuntu through the app in Windows, does the Anaconda get installed integrated with it?
No. So you
Because
need to install
because in
Anaconda
your
separately.
because in your command prompt when you started this app, Anaconda was already coming, so we have to install it separately.
Yes, you have to install. So you can install the Anaconda. Okay. You can download the Anaconda newest version and then install it. Okay.
So that is required for the running the tools, Anaconda.
Most of the times it is easy to install the tools in the Conda environment.
Okay.
Okay. So you can, it is optional completely, but it is good if you have the Anaconda because you can easily install the tools in the Conda environment. So you can go for it.
So can we install Anaconda with the command line itself?
Yes. So once you download this thing, the Anaconda installation file that is available from the Anaconda website. Okay. You can download it from there and then you just write here dash and then the file name. Okay,
Okay, got
and click here
Right.
to install it,
Not
and it
doing
is
any
very easy to
installation.
install. Okay,
Sir, I'm not doing any installation right now. I just wanted to know if we are going to get the written instruction how to do all the installations.
we will share the video so you can follow that video. I'm showing you everything.
No, written instruction is better because watching a video and doing it on the same system is little tricky.
Okay.
If you can get a written instruction, that will be very helpful.
Okay. So we will share you all the today's command for the installation. I have shared it with you. All the
Yes.
links and everything is written there. Okay. So you can
Thank you.
follow those links. Okay. So let me go to the next command here. I showed you the help option. Like you can check the help for the any of the command here, like we checked for the ls, or you can also do the man thing and then manual and the command name. Okay, this is how you can take the help or available options for any of the command. Okay, the next is how you can change the directory. So you can use the cd command here, which is very important command also. cd, and you want to go to any location. So first we need to check the ls, what is present here. We want to go to the document, suppose. So we can write here cd, the location you want to navigate, documents. Okay, press enter. You are inside the documents directly now. Okay, the same way you can press cd, two dots means one level up. We are again back in the user directory. So this is how you can navigate. You can give the whole path. So suppose I want to go to the D drive because I'm using the WSN and I want to go to the D drive, or suppose C drive. In the C drive, I want to go in the Windows directory. MNT C, there is, or you just go MNT and then type here. You will see the C, D, E, F, G, C, D, F, G. These all are the drives there. So you can go to the C drive and then do ls. You will see all the files here or directories available on the C drive. Suppose I want to go inside the Windows directory, which is here, cd Windows. You can check the content of the Windows directory. So that is how you can use the cd command to navigate to the other places. Okay. Yes.
So what is the difference between ls command and cd command, sir?
There is a very huge difference. The first thing, ls is used to check the content of the file. Okay, the cd command is to change the directory. Okay, so this shows us what is available, what is present in any location, or what is present at any location, whatever is there, that is directly or any file there. cd command is to navigate that particular location. So we want to go to the D drive, suppose, or F drive. So CD, MNT, because the CDE, CDFG are mounted on the MNT location or MNT in the root at MNT drive. So they are mounted here. So you can go to the CD MNT and then type your F drive. Now we are inside the mntf and do ls. You can check here all the available files and directories. Okay, you can do ls minus l or other options also you can use here, right? So you can use the cd command. If you press cd and enter, it will take you directly to the user directory. You don't have to give the path to go to the user directory. It will directly take you if you press cd and enter. Okay, so you don't need to put all the complete path here. Clear? Okay, so
Hello.
yes.
Sir, ls is slash home slash what it means?
Okay,
That is for home directory.
I'll show. So ls slash, okay, home. So this is the path actually. Where is slash means root location. There is a home directory. Okay. Inside the home there is Surendra directory, user directory. Okay. So you do here ls and then press enter. You will check or you will see all the contents which are kept inside the home Surendra directory. Okay.
So we are going to the home directory finally.
Yeah. So you
Sir,
can go to the any location user which is
sir,
inside the root directory ls user.
sir, where we have to install Anaconda 3 in the root directory or in the user directory?
Inside the user. Okay.
Okay.
Inside the user. Yeah. Okay. So now you have this, like you can use ls command here. You can also use here to create a directory. So suppose we have some files stored here. Some files are there. Okay. You want to create a new file without any information. So you can quickly do here touch and then the file name. Suppose new file .txt. You can give any extension. So what touch command does here? It creates a new file. It indexes the file here which doesn't have any information. That is the new file .txt. It doesn't have any information kept there. Okay. So that is how you can index a new file. You can create a new file there and then you can start using it. You can also use here mkdir command to create a directory. So mkdir is for the make directory, mkdir and then the directory name. Suppose today we create a today directory. Now it is created. We can check it using ls minus l. So this is the directory which we have created. So what we have created, we have used the touch command to create a file and we used the mkdir command to create a directory. Okay. Inside this directory, we can store any of these files. We can copy them or move them there. So let me go to the copy command now. cp is the command which is used for the,
Sir,
yes.
sir, I'm making directory. I'm getting output as permission denied.
Okay, where are you? In which location you are?
Sir, I am at a user directory.
No, you just press here cd. Yeah, that cd enter. Do it, and then you just type mkdir. You should not get the error. Okay.
Yes, sir, got it.
So when you did the cd command, it took you to the home location, your user directory. You were somewhere inside the root location right now. That's why you got the permission denied message. Okay. So suppose we want to copy a file from this location to another location. So we can use the cp command. cp and then the file name.
Sir,
Yes.
for making a directory, mkdir command, we always have to make a cd command, the home directory command type of this.
No, not the cd command. You can create the directory using mkdir. You can create it anywhere. mntf new directory. You can create it anywhere by giving the full path like this. You don't have to go there. Okay, you can run most of the commands by using or following the path. You don't have to be there physically inside the system. You can run the commands being at any location. You can run the commands there, but you need to know the path where you want to do the thing.
Okay, but sir, you just now to matlab, you told na that we have to always in that home directory one.
No.
User directory one.
The thing is, this location. Okay, if you go to this location, okay, now I am in using. I show you PWE. I am at the root location, and the content is here the system files. I cannot do here anything. mkdir like the bug. Okay, I will get the permission denied. So I don't have the permission here. If you check the permissions here, this all has the owner. And who is the owner? Here is the root. The owner is root. I am not the owner. Surendra is not the owner here. So how can I create the files here? Okay. Do you get this? Yeah.
Sir, matlab,
So I am the
we have
owner only. I'm the owner only inside the home Surendra.
user directory for directory folder, that is.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm the owner of this location only. I have limited permissions. The other user, suppose my friend is also having the account here that also has a directory in the home, like here. In the home, there is another person's directory. We both have the limited access. We cannot see the files. I cannot see the files which are kept in his directory. Okay. So that is the permission. I don't have that permission. I don't have permission to create files or modify files or delete files inside the root location. Got it?
Sir, we can make a directory inside a directory.
Sure, we can create the directories anywhere apart from the location. We should give the sudo command then. We should be sudo or super user, or we should be root if you want to create directory at any location. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. So
I'm asking, can we make directory inside a directory?
yes,
What command we have to use? mkdir.
mkdir. Suppose today you want to create inside the today. Okay. Another directory tomorrow. Okay. So there will be tomorrow directory inside the today directory. Ls today. There is tomorrow directory which is created now. Okay. So you can create the directory at any location. I told you using this command also, like mkdir mnt f. Okay. And then you can create the directories at any location like this.
Sorry, sir. What was the sudo for?
Sudo is for the super user. So you go sudo, press enter, sorry, su, and you put the password, and you will become the root. And if I go to the root location now, I can do whatever I want. Okay. But you should not do it. The first thing, you should not do it, because if you don't know how to use the root privilege, you should avoid using the root privilege here or root access.
Sudo command do? Could you tell again?
Sorry.
What does sudo command do? Would you matlab, tell this thing again?
Have to recover the files anyhow by doing lot of other things. So I don't know if you will find someone to do that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
This sudo command, you tell to again?
Yes.
Uh, what does sudo command do? Would you tell this thing again?
Wait a minute. I will do that. Yes. Yes. Sudo command I showed you. You can be using can become the root user there by using the sudo. Okay.
So user conversion is kind of thing.
No, it's
Sudo
not
command.
conversion. You will get the root privilege because you cannot do lot of
Just,
things being the
okay.
user there. So you need to be root user to do lot of other tasks, or you need to install some of the tools software. So you need to be the root user there. So on the servers you might not become the root user because you have the limited permission and the root
Sir,
password is different.
sir, if I have installed like Ubuntu in my PC and then I am the only user, then I am by default the sudo user, right?
You are the pseudo user, but yes, the password for your PC would be the same as the sudo for the pseudo user, yeah, for the
Okay, sir.
super user, yeah.
Okay, sir.
What does the root user mean?
Pardon?
What do you mean by root user?
The root
Like,
user,
like what is the
yes.
functionality? Like, what can the root user actually achieve that we can't achieve using the home directory?
Okay. Suppose you want to install any system software. Suppose you want to install the command like using the apt install, using the apt tool here. Apt install, okay, spades. Suppose we want to install a spades tool here. Okay, what it will give you the error could not open the log file where libdpkg log 410 front end permission denied. You cannot use the apt command without being the sudo. So if I run it sudo apt install now, so I'm going to use the apt here to install spades because I cannot use it being a normal user. So if I use here sudo, it will ask for the password. Okay, so what it is saying now, reading state information done, and then you can install it if it is not installed. So if it is installed already, then it is not required. Okay, so that is how you can install various different tools using the sudo facility.
Sir, it kind of privilege we are providing for root kind of thing,
Sure.
nothing else.
Yes.
So
It is a
what
big
did
thing, not something less. Having the root privilege, it's a big thing, and you should be very careful when you have the root privilege with you.
so what we forget the password? What should we do?
You can try various things, but that is the big problem. If you forget the password for the root, you cannot recover it. But if you forget the password, or you can create the other users to root, and then you can change the password. There are various different options available. But for the users, the root can do change all the passwords. So that is the different issue, which is not covered here today. Okay, so I was showing you some of the commands. So that is the separate
Sir,
issue.
we can just use a bootable Ubuntu and then use that for recovering the password or just removing the password.
You can do that, yes. So I told you that is a separate issue. Okay. So the next command is the cp. So I will take like 10-15 minutes more for few of the commands. Okay. So you can use the cp command to copy any of the files here. So suppose you want to copy this file that txt file to this particular directory. So you can give the full path also, like 3 column sra.txt to the location where you want to copy. So we want to I want to copy this to today directory, cp 3 column sra to today. Okay, and then you can check it here using today. It has now 3 column sra.txt. So you can also give the new name to the file which you are copying. So suppose you want to copy it to the same directory with a new name, today, and then new sra call.txt. Okay. If you check the today directory now, ls today, it has new sra 3 call.txt. So these two files are same, but the names are different. So you can use the cp command to copy the files from one location to other location with the same name or the new name. Suppose we give the same name to the file, it will not give us any issue and copy the file there. So that is a problem. We should be aware that you are copying, or you can use the another flag there, cp with the flag. So you can check the options and it will give you or prompt you if the file is available there. Okay, so if you copy this with the same name here, it won't prompt you and then override the file if there is a file with the same name. Okay, so you need to be sure and using those particular flags there. You can use the cp help option to check all those options
Pardon
available.
again, for CP command. Actually, that one I haven't got it. So,
Yes, what is your question?
so CP command, would you explain it again, because I haven't got it for copying the format
Okay.
which you.
So cp command is to copy the files. Okay, suppose we want to copy a file, you can write the cp command, the file name or the path of the file you can provide here, like where is this file available. So it is in the phone, Surendra, and then 3 column sra.txt, and then the location where you want to copy. So in the today directory you want to copy, it will be copied there and without any prompt or any message. So we need to be sure that when you are copying the file, you must give the different name, or you should give the name which is not available there. If you give the same name, it will override the file which is already present there. Okay, and then you can copy the files by giving the file name and then the destination path here. You can also copy the file from one location from mnt c drive windows directory. Suppose you want to copy the windows directory to somewhere else, c drive windows. Okay, you want to copy this. So if you want to copy a directory which is present somewhere, not at this location, you can give here cp -r. -r is for the recursive copy, and it will copy everything which is present in this directory to a new location. So suppose we want to copy it to mnt f and then the win backup, like this. Okay, so you can use the -r command to copy any of the directories from one location to the other. Okay, mv command is for the rename. So you can use the mv command here. Suppose you have this file here, 3 column sra.txt. You want to rename this file. So what you can do here, mn mv move is for the move and also can be used to rename the files. So let's first see the how we can rename the file. So that is 3 column sra.txt, and then we give a new name to this file. So we can write here like sra.txt to this file. If we check again, So the new file name is sra.txt, not 3-column sra.txt. So this is how you can use the mv command to rename the file, and also you can use the mv command to move the file from one location to other location. So you can do it for the files or even for the directories. You can move even the directories also and the files. The thing is here, the
Excuse me,
CP,
sir.
yes.
Sir, in CP command, you said that you are copying that file 3 columns.txt into the destination today one. You are
Yes,
copying that
in
file.
this today, yeah. Let me
Fine.
show you. It is inside there, ls minus l today. It is here. 3-column
So
SRE.
what does the R flag do in the CP command?
It is for the recursive to copy the directories. Copy recursively.
Okay, thank you.
If you want to copy the directory, whole directory, you need to give the minus R option. Otherwise, you can't copy. Suppose, okay. And
We are moving file, kind of copying file and into other, and all this kind of thing is for making a moving some kind of thing. Okay, fine.
mv command is also used to move the file. So cp is for the copying. The original will be kept somewhere and you will create a copy of that file. But for mv, you want to save the disk space also. So what you can do is just write here mv and then the file name and then the destination, directory or location where you want to copy or move the file, not copy. You can give the whole complete path also if you are interested copying it somewhere else. So you can give the complete path as I'm giving here, a home user name here and then the directory name. Now it's moved from this location, which is not available here anymore, inside the today directory, ls today. It has the SRA as well as the 3-column SRA and new SRA. Everything is present there. So this is how we can use the mv command. Okay. There are various other commands we can see, but I'm running out of time. So I will show you the most important ones. RM command, which is very important. RM is used to delete the directories and the files. So suppose we want to delete. Let me mv move the file which we copied inside. So today, mv today, inside the today, there is new SRA call and also today 3-column sra.txt to here. So what I am doing here now, mv, in this directory, there is a file name this, and in this directory, the second argument is the, in this directory, there is another file named 3-column sra. Move them to this particular location, like at this present location here. Okay, single dot means present working directory or the current directory, and 2 dots means one level up for the parent directory. Okay, so if we check now, we have this file 3-column sra.txt and new sra 3call.txt. Both were moved from inside the today to this location. Now we can use the rm command to delete any of this. So I want to delete this file. Suppose we can write here rm new sra. Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, it was before that. It was also in today folder only, directory only. I think so.
Which one?
These two.
Yeah, these files were kept there. But when I run this command, mv today, this file, and then from the today 3-column sra.txt, move them to this location. So this is the argument where destination where we want to copy, or sorry, move the file at the end. So what this command has done, this has moved these two files from inside the today directory to this location. And where is this location? This is here. Is it clear?
Okay, it is not defined one location. Okay,
No,
that was
it is defined. The single dot.
that is so that's why we haven't
Current
okay.
current location, yeah. Single dot is for the current location or current directory, not the location. Okay, so new SRA 3 call, we want to delete this file using rm command. So if we press write this rm and then the file name, it will delete the file. Now it is not there. New SRA should be deleted. It is no more there. We want to delete any directory. So we can use here rm today. It will give us the error again. Cannot remove today is the directory. So what we can do again, as we use the -r option for the cp command, we can use the rm -r for the directories. So that will be the today. So rm -r today. Now it's deleted. It's gone. The thing is, when we run the rm command here,
Sir, why did it show error?
why is that error? Because to remove the file or remove them from the index location, directories needs to be the using recursive option, but files can be deleted without the recursive option. They require the recursive, means if they have the files kept inside there, so everything should be deleted first and then the directory will be removed from the index location. So that's why the rm command requires the -r flag or option. Delete everything inside first and then remove the directory. Clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, if we want to install something in Linux, then we will have to use sudo privileges.
Not all the times. You can install most of the tools in home, but if you are using the apt install thing, apt get or apt install, right? Then you will need the sudo privilege.
Like I want to install Anaconda, so will I
No,
need
you don't need sudo. You
what
can
command
install
I
it.
have to write? Bash and Anaconda.
Yeah, bash and then the file which you will download from the Anaconda website.
Okay.
Right? Like this.
So for that we will have to go to the directory where we want to install it.
No, where you have downloaded it. Okay.
Sir, like I have downloaded it in download directory, and I want to install it in application directory. So how I can do it?
You do one thing. You just go to that particular downloads directory. It might be in your. Are you using WSL? Are you using WSL? Okay. Anyway, so if you want to install the Anaconda, you can just run it and install it here. It will be installed in your home directory as I am using here. It is here, Anaconda 3. So it is installed inside the home directory. Okay, and you should be going to the location where your this installer is downloaded. If you will not be at that location, you can't run this file or this command like bash and then the sh file to execute it for the installation. Okay, there are also other commands available like cut command and paste command. So I will share the presentation with you and you can go through all those commands there. Okay, so if you have more queries, you can ask and then we can close today's session.
Sir, this much command only in Linux we have to go in this workshop?
No, there are various other commands, but these are the very basic ones. There are various other commands like cat command. Okay, so the cat command is to read everything on the terminal. See all the output on the terminal as the standard output. Suppose you want to check the content of this file, you can use the cat command.
We will get in other class.